at all. And that could be a whole thing, man, in itself. I had so many different experiences.
Mm.
I saw a guy whose cousin, I saw a guy's cousin in one of the districts. This guy was like, he basically told all of us how bad his cousin was, how bad news his cousin was. Does this, does that, beat this guy up, shot this guy, stabbed this cop. And one of my partners, shout out to my dude Trav, he did the ride alongs as well. And he told me, he said, John, I don't know about you, but I would wear like some kind of like disguise, right? Like don't look like yourself because Cincinnati is not, it's not a big place. And if you're walking around in plain clothes with a cop, and you're a black dude, someone's gonna think, oh no, look, it's a Fed, right? So I was like, okay, like I'll take that. So I went and bought these really big glasses and wore these like geeky clothes so that nobody would basically be able to pick me out. And then literally, like second right along, we see the dude that my friend on campus told us about, his cousin. We see the guy. I've seen him before on campus, right? But I haven't really like met him. And I can tell he looks at me and I look at him and I'm just like, what's going on? Like, we're don't pay attention to us. And he gives me like that second glance, like, I feel like I've seen this dude somewhere. I'm like, man, can't see the keys. I'm about to go sit back in the car. I don't want nobody to know who I am with this thing. You can't be rolling up people's hood and plain clothes with the cops. I grew up in Dayton, you know. You don't want to be misidentified as a fetter. So
yeah, I would think they would think you're like a snitch or something.
I mean, that's the same, right? Snitch or Fed, right? Like my thing is, I didn't want them to see me with the cops and then see me out at the bar or club one night and be like, you know, that dude works with the cops. And now I do have to go, well, why were you standing out there with him? Man, it was a course, man. It was a college course. I had a flashlight. I didn't have no gun. Like, I wasn't going to hurt nobody, but people don't really want to ask no questions. So I was like, no, I'm going to wear these big, ridiculous glasses. They gave me this big, obnoxious flashlight that I could have hurt somebody with, but I wasn't going to shoot anybody with it, clearly. And I found out that most of the cops' day, at least in Cincinnati, were spent handling domestic violence cases, at least in those areas. Like literally 8 out of 10 calls were, I need this dude out of my fucking house. He crazy. Or, nah, man, she threw my pit bull outside. I just got him. And you got to show up and they got the pit bull and all of this stuff all over the yard. And, hey, dude, you got to get out of here or you're going to get arrested. Literally, most of the day was, you can't do that. You got to go somewhere else. We can take you somewhere else. So that was crazy. That was crazy. I have a lot more other stuff I saw, but none I would want to share on camera.
You know how in some countries they, force either their citizens or the men in their country to go through like military training or something. Do you guys think there's any sort of like profession or training or something that like American citizens should all have? Should they all do like how Chewy said in the past episode, like everybody should do retail or hospitality, right? Like for a summer or something. Do you guys think there's anything like John, do you think it'll be useful for maybe your children to do ride-alongs when they get older?
Fuck no. I would never want them to be riding voluntarily with a cop. I've done all of that so that they don't have to. But well, so to your question, right? I think college used to be that, but things are changing to the point now where I think if I had to say, kind of like piggybacking on Chewy, I do think every citizen, right? And this is weird. This only happens, you only think about this once you like own a home, right? What is your community made of? When you're like in college and living in, in apartments or whatever, you don't really think, man, I really want to get a good gauge on how this community is. Who are my people that I can troubleshoot? Who are the friendly police officers? Because yes, I'm Black, and yes, historically cops have been, not friendly to Black males. Let's just say that, right? I also own a home and have children, and I also need cops to do at least a part of their job, like stopping crime on my property, right? So, in my neighborhood, that people are more friendly, and my kids are learning just about like they have this thing called community helpers. I do think citizens in the country should like be integrated into society
Okay.
a little bit better, right? I don't think
Right.
school integrates it that
No.
as strong as they could. Things change so fast. College used to, but I don't think it's still evolving. There needs to be like a buffer. I don't necessarily know if it should be military or police. I don't like the forming that it makes you have to do once you go through those institutions. They kind of shape your thought process, at least while you're there. And can you imagine if every graduate had to become a military
No.
officer or a police
No.
officer in this country? I don't think it would make things better.
Okay.
I think
No.
better.
I think there should be some service, and I think you should perform a task. Every citizen should, and it should be with trash and pickup.
That's
If
a good one.
everybody has an experience picking up trash, keeping the neighborhood clean as some compulsory thing you've got to do, I think there'd be less people throwing trash out of their cars, just throwing stuff anywhere, because you know what it means to have to go pick it up. You know what it means, when you've cleaned it up and everything looks nice. Maybe there's some some commitment to keeping it that way. If everybody go pick up some trash.
Oh, someone
Clean it up.
said growing
Growing
food as a
food.
training. I
I
like
want
that.
to learn how to do that. Heck yeah.
I like that. You should be integrated to learn how to survive and keep a space clean, at least. Right?
Yes.
Can you keep your
Yes.
space clean to the point where it
Uh-huh.
doesn't disrupt any other citizen?
Uh-huh.
Can you grow your own food or sustain your own food source? That eliminates a lot of like problems. I think everybody should have a craft,
Mhm.
like a specialty that they come out of high school. Oh, John knows how to, even if it's like, oh, he swam the English Channel. Well, we know this guy can start teaching swimmers, right? This guy knows how to,
That knows how to whittle.
he knows how to whittle. Like everybody should have at least one specialty craft, not because I think it pigeonholes individuals. I think it actually helps you map out more things you're interested in doing, more network you have, and it gives you a better baseline on like normal life. Like think how many people now just sit at home living off their mom, playing video games that they don't pay for, the Wi-Fi, they don't, and they do what? They become the most rude and disrespectful, entitled individuals. Not in a general sense, just people we all have bumped into, right?
We cut to a classroom before most of the students get there. Hey Tandy, I'm kind of bummed out today.
Oh no, why?
It's the last semester, right before we graduate, and then everybody else has a craft or a specialty, and I don't have one. I'm just not good at anything.
Man, Antoine, and you have tried a lot of things too.
Tried it all. None of it stuck.
Yo-yoing, growing corn,
Mm-hmm.
being
Rock
a locksmith,
climbing.
rock climbing, none of it. I mean, I've
Blowing
never
bubbles.
met a person without any talent. That is, I mean, are you?
Do you think that's what it is? Like I just don't have talent. If I graduate without a specialty, what's going to happen? Am I going to go to jail? I don't even know. It's been such a given that everybody's going to have
Everybody
something.
has something. I can't imagine what's going to happen. Wow, Antoine.
How did you know that dancing was your specialty? How did you know that was going to be the one that was going to be your craft?
Well, it started when I was 8, just dancing at my cousin's birthday parties, and everybody formed a circle and started clapping, and just seemed like every birthday party I went to that would happen. And I just got the reputation of being a party starter, and a dancer at parties, and that's
Yeah, and
just
now you after you graduate, you're going to be a professional party starter.
professional party starter.
Already set.
I know. Gosh, well, Antoine, well, what about that time when you vacuum your mom's car out? I mean, did that kind of like feel like
Made it
something
messier.
oh man.
I was vacuuming it and I hit the seat and then the thing opened and all the dust went all into the car and then the vacuum died.
Well, what about bringing your backpack to school? I mean, you seem like you were a good backpack packer.
I didn't bring it today. I forgot it.
Oh, you forgot it?
Forgot it. Yeah, I don't have any of my books with me.
Gosh. I mean,
I'm so stressed out about it. I just don't think I'm thinking straight.
We cut to his college counselor. I've been doing a lot of thinking over the last few years. What's the best place to guide you in your life as well as in your career?
Oh, thank you.
I believe that I may have found something that anybody can do.
Okay.
I just have a couple of questions. Does your tongue still work?
Yeah, my tongue works.
Do you smell food as you're eating it?
Well, I never really thought about it.
Here's some peanuts. Take a handful of peanuts right there on my desk. Just grab a handful of peanuts. What do they smell like?
Oh, I already ate them.
Okay, grab another handful. This time, keep it in your hand. Put one in your mouth. One peanut in your mouth.
I crushed them. I'm sorry, it's kind of just peanut dust at this point.
Oh. Smell the peanut. Lick it and smell the peanut. What does it smell like?
I just ate the dust. Can you give me another peanut? Just give me one peanut.
Don't worry about the peanuts, okay? I'm going to send you to this culinary job where your only job is to taste the food that is put in front of you and give a response.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be an intelligent response. It just has to make a little bit of sense, right? If you eat broccoli, tastes very vitamin D and a little butter, but definitely a stalk of broccoli, right? That works.
And this will make me a contributing member of society?
We actually need people to taste food and tell other people if it's good or not. Don't ask me why, but that exists. And I don't know why I didn't think about it years ago. Everybody who's made it to your age has at least eaten food more than once.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
You're definitely more qualified in my book. So what do you think about that? I know that peanut dust come through you for a loop there, but your job will be way more simple than grabbing a handful of peanuts and hopefully not crushing them in your hand.
Well, Mr. Carpenter, I really need this to work, so I am all for it. What happens if I graduate and I don't have a skill? Does anything happen?
I think you go to the military, son.
No.
Yeah.
No, I can't go there.
Why not? What's wrong with the military? You get to wear some nice outfits. Get your own pair of boots.
We cut to him in the military. Okay, private. We tried you on just about every job we've got here, and it's been a disaster.
And I apologize about that. I really do.
Yeah, you're terrible with a gun.
Definitely.
We tried to put you in the kitchen, and that was a mistake.
I'm sorry the soldiers got burned.
A lot of them got burned.
Who knew soup could be too hot?
Everybody.
Okay, well I know now.
We lost more soldiers on that day than all of the battles this year. Just off of your soup.
Well, is there anything left? I want to be useful.
I'm gonna try one more thing. Your job is just to stand here in the center of the base and don't do anything. Just stand here. You think you can handle that? I want to see you succeed, son. I want to see you do something with your life.
Well,
Maybe just being a professional stander is
that really going to help, though? Is that really going to help? Is that going to help us with our mission?
It might. We're going to try it and see what happens. But just stay here out of the way of everybody else, and let's see if the rest of us can get some stuff done. Okay?
Okay. All right. I can do that.
I'll be back in 8 hours.
I can definitely do that.
Stay right here. Yeah.
Leak right here. It's dripping right on me. No, I should move. It's annoying though. Like, I mean, maybe I could just go plug it, plug the leak, and come back. No one's around. Yeah, it'll only take a second.
We cut to 6 hours later with the private and the general prisoner of war camp. What happened?
The pipe burst and it flooded the.
I
was trying to fix the leak. There was a small leak, and I thought I'd go up there and I'd patch it up.
Mm-hmm.
But the ladder slipped, and I ended up hanging from the pipe, and it burst it open, and then flooded all the computers in the room. I apologize.
And then the enemy came in and took us all prisoner.
And scene. And scene.
That's it. You just in the wrong country.
Yeah.